Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something incredibly important, a topic that sits at the root of so many health problems I see every single day. It's a hidden fire inside the body, a silent process that can smolder for years, even decades, before you ever notice it's there. This process is called chronic inflammation. It's not the kind of inflammation you see with a cut or a sprain. This is different. It's a low-grade, systemic issue that can affect every single cell in your body. Understanding this is absolutely key to taking control of your health, feeling better, and preventing future problems. So, I really want you to pay close attention to this information, because it could truly change your life. Before we dive deep into this topic, I want to ask for your support. If you find this information valuable, if it helps you connect the dots with your own health, please take a moment to click that like button, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. When you do this, you're not just helping me, you are helping to spread this vital health knowledge to more people who desperately need to hear it. It allows this message to reach a wider audience, and honestly, that's the entire goal. We want to help as many people as possible get healthy, and your support makes that happen. Thank you so much for that. Now let's get into the core of the issue. Many people walk around feeling tired, achy, and just not quite right, and they accept it as a normal part of aging. They think, well, I'm just getting older. But I'm here to tell you that it's not normal. It's often a sign that your body is dealing with this underlying chronic inflammation. This isn't just about minor aches and pains. This is a serious condition that has been linked to nearly every major chronic disease, from heart disease and diabetes, to autoimmune conditions and even certain cancers. The good news is that you have a tremendous amount of power to control it, through your diet and lifestyle choices. In this discussion, we are going to break it all down in very simple terms. I'm going to explain what chronic inflammation is, what causes it, and how you can identify the warning signs in your own body. Most importantly, we will cover the practical, actionable steps you can take, starting today, to put out this internal fire and build a foundation for long-term health. You don't need complicated protocols or expensive supplements to get started. You just need the right knowledge and the willingness to make some simple changes. To understand chronic inflammation, we first have to understand acute inflammation. Acute inflammation is actually your friend. It's a good thing. Think about what happens when you get a splinter in your finger. The area becomes red, swollen, hot, and painful. This is your immune system rushing to the scene. It's sending white blood cells and other healing compounds to fight off any potential infection, clean up the damage, and start the repair process. This is a short-term, powerful, and targeted response. Once the threat is gone and the wound is healed, the inflammation goes away. It does its job and then it shuts off. Chronic inflammation, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Imagine that same inflammatory response, but instead of shutting off, it stays on. It's like a fire alarm that is constantly blaring at a low level throughout your entire house, day in and day out. This is what happens inside your body with chronic inflammation. Your immune system is in a state of constant, low-grade activation. It never gets the signal to stand down. This means your body is continuously producing inflammatory chemicals that circulate throughout your system. And over time, this constant state of alert begins to damage healthy tissues and organs. It's a case of friendly fire, where your own defense system starts to harm you. The problem is that this process is systemic, meaning it's not confined to one specific area like a splinter. It affects your entire body. These inflammatory compounds can damage the lining of your arteries, interfere with the function of your brain cells, disrupt your hormones, and harm the delicate tissues of your joints. Because it's low grade, you might not feel it in the same dramatic way you feel a sprained ankle. Instead, it manifests as vague symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, and general achiness. It's a silent, slow-burning process that gradually wears down your body's resilience and sets the stage for disease down the road. So, the big question is, what is causing this fire to keep burning? What are the triggers that are keeping your immune system in this constant state of high alert? Well, the number one culprit, without a doubt, is our modern diet. Specifically, I'm talking about high amounts of sugar and refined carbohydrates. When you consume things like bread, pasta, cookies, sodas, and sugary snacks, your blood sugar spikes. This spike in blood sugar leads to a massive release of insulin, and high levels of insulin are extremely pro-inflammatory. Another major dietary trigger is the consumption of the wrong types of fats. I'm referring to industrial seed oils, also known as vegetable oils. This includes things like soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, cottonseed, and safflower oil. These oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, which in excess are highly inflammatory. Our ancestors consumed a diet with a much more balanced ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. Today, that ratio is completely out of whack. Beyond diet, a sedentary lifestyle is another significant contributor to chronic inflammation. Your body is designed to move. When you are physically active, your muscles release anti-inflammatory compounds called myokines. Exercise also helps to control blood sugar, reduce body fat, especially visceral fat around your organs, which is a factory for inflammatory chemicals, and improve circulation, which helps clear out inflammatory waste products. Finally, we cannot ignore the powerful impact of chronic stress and poor sleep. When you are under constant mental or emotional stress, your body produces high levels of the stress hormone cortisol. While cortisol can have anti-inflammatory effects in the short term, chronically elevated cortisol actually disrupts the immune system and promotes inflammation. Similarly, a lack of deep, restorative sleep is a major stressor on the body. These factors all work together, creating a perfect storm for chronic inflammation. Because chronic inflammation is a low-grade systemic issue, its symptoms can be subtle and easy to dismiss. They often creep up on you slowly over many years. One of the most common signs is persistent fatigue. This isn't just feeling a little tired at the end of the day. This is a deep, bone-weary exhaustion that doesn't seem to go away, even after a full night's sleep. It's the feeling of having to drag yourself through your day, relying on caffeine just to function. Another very common symptom is body pain. This can manifest as joint pain and stiffness, particularly in the morning, or as general muscle aches that have no clear cause, like a tough workout. The inflammatory chemicals circulating in your system can irritate nerve endings and attack the delicate tissues in and around your joints, like the synovium. You should also pay close attention to your digestive system, as it's often one of the first places to show signs of trouble. Symptoms like bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea, or general abdominal discomfort can be indicators of inflammation in the gut lining. An unhealthy gut, often caused by a poor diet, can lead to a condition called leaky gut, where the gut lining becomes permeable. This allows undigested food particles and toxins to pass into the bloodstream, triggering a massive immune response and systemic inflammation. Finally, look for signs on your skin and in your mind. Skin issues like eczema, psoriasis, acne, and unexplained rashes are often external manifestations of an internal inflammatory problem. Similarly, chronic inflammation can have a profound impact on your brain. It can cause what people describe as brain fog, difficulty concentrating, poor memory, and a general feeling of mental slowness. In more serious cases, it can contribute to mood disorders like depression and anxiety. These cognitive and mood symptoms are not just in your head, they can be real physical symptoms of inflammation affecting your brain chemistry. Now we need to talk about why this is so serious. The long-term danger of unchecked chronic inflammation is not something to be taken lightly. This isn't just about feeling tired or achy. This is about the development of major life-altering diseases. Think of chronic inflammation as the fertile soil in which the seeds of nearly every chronic illness can grow. For example, in your cardiovascular system, inflammation is a key driver of atherosclerosis, which is the hardening and narrowing of your arteries. The link between chronic inflammation and metabolic diseases like type 2 diabetes is also incredibly strong. The inflammatory chemicals, called cytokines, can interfere with the function of insulin, the hormone that regulates your blood sugar. This interference leads to a condition called insulin resistance, where your cells stop responding properly to insulin's signal. Your pancreas then has to work harder and harder to produce more insulin to get the job done. Eventually, it can't keep up. Furthermore, chronic inflammation plays a significant role in the development and progression of autoimmune diseases. In conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, multiple sclerosis, and Hashimoto's thyroiditis, the immune system becomes confused. Instead of only attacking foreign invaders, it mistakenly attacks the body's own healthy tissues, the joints, the skin, the nerves, or the thyroid gland. Chronic inflammation is the underlying state that allows this self-attack to happen. Perhaps one of the most frightening long-term consequences is the connection to neurodegenerative diseases and cancer. Inflammation in the brain, or neuroinflammation, is now recognized as a key factor in the development of conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. In the case of cancer, chronic inflammation can damage DNA, creating mutations that can lead to the formation of cancer cells. It also creates an environment that helps tumors to grow and spread. This is why addressing inflammation is not just about feeling better today, it's about protecting your health for decades to come. The most powerful tool you have to fight chronic inflammation is right at the end of your fork. The food you eat can either fuel the fire of inflammation or it can help to put it out. The first and most important step is to drastically reduce or eliminate sugar and refined carbohydrates. This means cutting out sodas, juices, candy, pastries, white bread, pasta, and white rice. These foods cause that inflammatory spike in blood sugar and insulin that we talked about. Instead, you want to focus on getting your carbohydrates from low-glycemic, nutrient-dense vegetables. Think leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, and bell peppers. These are packed with fiber and phytonutrients that help to control blood sugar and reduce inflammation. Next, you need to swap out the bad fats for good fats. Eliminate those inflammatory industrial seed oils like corn, soy, and canola oil. Stop cooking with them, and stop eating processed foods that contain them, which is almost all of them. Instead, embrace healthy, stable fats. Cook with coconut oil, avocado oil, or high-quality animal fats like tallow or lard. Most importantly, increase your intake of omega-3 fatty acids, which are powerfully anti-inflammatory. You should also focus on eating high-quality protein. Protein is essential for repairing tissues and supporting a healthy immune system. However, the quality matters. Opt for grass-fed and finished beef, pasture-raised poultry and eggs, and wild-caught fish. Finally, load up on herbs, spices, and antioxidant-rich foods. Many common herbs and spices are potent anti-inflammatory agents. Turmeric, with its active compound curcumin, is one of the most powerful. Also, eat a rainbow of colorful fruits and vegetables. Berries, dark leafy greens, and deeply colored vegetables are packed with antioxidants and polyphenols. These compounds help to neutralize the free radicals that are generated by the inflammatory process. While diet is the cornerstone of an anti-inflammatory lifestyle, it's not the only piece of the puzzle. What you do outside of the kitchen is just as important for cooling those internal flames. Regular, consistent movement is non-negotiable. You don't have to become a marathon runner or a bodybuilder. The key is consistency. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity most days of the week. This could be a brisk walk, a bike ride, swimming, or dancing. Prioritizing sleep is another critical lifestyle change. We live in a culture that glorifies being busy and skimping on sleep, but this is incredibly destructive to your health. Your body performs essential cleanup and repair processes during the deep stages of sleep, including regulating the immune system and clearing inflammatory byproducts from the brain. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of high-quality sleep per night. You must also get a handle on your stress. Chronic stress keeps your body in a fight-or-flight mode, flooding your system with cortisol and adrenaline, which ultimately fuels inflammation. You need to find healthy ways to manage your stress on a daily basis. This will look different for everyone. For some, it might be mindfulness or meditation practice. For others, it could be deep breathing exercises, spending time in nature, listening to calming music, or journaling. Finally, consider incorporating practices that directly support your body's detoxification and recovery systems. Intermittent fasting is a powerful tool for reducing inflammation. When you are in a fasted state, your body initiates a process called autophagy, which is like a cellular cleanup crew that removes old, damaged cells and components, thereby reducing inflammation. Even a simple 16-8 fasting schedule where you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window can be incredibly beneficial. These lifestyle strategies work in synergy with a healthy diet to create a powerful anti-inflammatory effect. I know that all of this information can seem overwhelming, and you might be wondering where to even begin. The key is to not try to change everything all at once. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, focus on making small, simple, and sustainable changes. Pick 1 or 2 things from this list and start today. A great first step is to simply remove the liquid sugar from your diet. This means no more soda, no more fruit juice, no more sweetened teas or coffees. Just replace those sugary drinks with water, herbal tea, or black coffee. Another very simple and actionable step you can take right now is to go for a 20-minute walk after dinner. You don't need any special equipment or a gym membership. Just put on your shoes and go. This gentle walk will help with your digestion, it will help to blunt the blood sugar response from your meal, and it will give you the anti-inflammatory benefits of light physical activity. It's also a great way to de-stress from the day and prepare your body for a restful night of sleep. Here's another easy one. Make one of your meals today a big, colorful salad. Don't think of it as a boring side dish. Make it the main event. Start with a base of dark leafy greens like spinach or kale. Then load it up with a variety of colorful vegetables, chopped bell peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, shredded carrots, and red onion. Add a source of high-quality protein like grilled chicken or a can of wild salmon, and a source of healthy fat like avocado or a handful of walnuts. Finally, a very simple but powerful step is to focus on your breathing. The next time you feel stressed or overwhelmed, just stop what you're doing for 1 minute. Close your eyes and take 5 slow, deep breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, hold it for a moment, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. This simple act activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest system. It immediately helps to lower stress hormones and can shift your body out of an inflammatory state. You can do this anywhere, at any time. These small steps are your starting point on the path to reducing inflammation. We've covered a lot of ground today, from understanding what chronic inflammation is, to identifying its hidden symptoms, and most importantly, learning the practical steps you can take to fight back. The key message I want you to take away from this is that you are not a passive victim of your health. You have an incredible amount of power and control. The daily choices you make, the food you decide to eat, the decision to move your body, the priority you place on sleep and stress management are the most powerful medicines you have at your disposal. This is not about some quick fix or magic pill, it's about building a foundation of healthy habits. Remember that this is a journey, not a destination. You don't have to be perfect overnight, just start with small, manageable changes and build from there. Each healthy meal you eat, each walk you take, and each good night's sleep you get is a vote in favor of your long-term health. It's a deposit into your health bank account. Over time, these small deposits compound and create profound changes, reducing that internal fire, healing your body from the inside out, and protecting you from the chronic diseases that are so prevalent in our modern world. The truth about chronic inflammation can be shocking, but the truth about your ability to fix it is incredibly empowering. Don't let the fear of disease paralyze you. Instead, let this knowledge motivate you to take proactive steps. You have the blueprint now. You know what fuels the fire, and you know how to put it out. The power is truly in your hands to change the course of your health trajectory, to feel more energetic, to think more clearly, and to live a longer, healthier, and more vibrant life. It all starts with the decision to take that first step. I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time to read this and for caring about your health. It's the most valuable asset you will ever have. By educating yourself on topics like this, you are investing in your future and taking responsibility for your well-being, which is truly commendable. I hope this information has been helpful and has given you the clarity and confidence to start making positive changes today. Thank you for your support, and I wish you the very best on your journey to incredible health.